As you can clearly see, my little mag humidor here is currently sitting pretty right at that 68% humidity mark that we all strive to achieve within our humidors. While you can go a little bit lower and a little bit higher, 68% tends to be the ideal mark for extended aging with cigars and keeping them in top form. But as my Klaro Valet Smart Hygrometer app reading on my phone clearly illustrates, just the other week, my humidity was quite a bit lower, so I had to raise it a bit. Now, the reason why I had to raise my humidity is because we're in the dead middle of winter right now, and with the dry air being what it is and the heat being on in the house, those humidity levels have started to drop a good bit. So to bump my humidity up a little bit, I did a few different things, which works like a charm almost every time, all of which I'm about to share with you right now. After removing all of my cigars from the humidor, I proceeded to take out and inspect the hydro channel that is installed inside of the mag. Certain other Klaro humidors that are larger in size have hydro trays in them, but the general idea of what happens next is the exact same, and that is the addition of a winter dry climate solution. Klaro's winter solution essentially has a higher concentration of propylene glycol in it, which makes it ideal for boosting humidity inside of a humidor once it comes into contact with the gel crystals that are included with each Klaro humidor. After pulling the top off my mag hydro tray, I did indeed realize that yes, the gel crystals were a little bit low and kind of hard looking. So I topped it off with a little bit of winter solution, and sure enough, within a few days, humidity was back up to that 68% sweet spot. But to make sure that this 68% sweet spot was achievable, I had to make sure that all of my cigars within the humidor received a daily rotation. This continued for about a week, where every evening I went in and moved the cigars around a little bit so that all this fresh humidity that was churning inside of the humidor from the winter solution was able to be evenly distributed. Now, if for whatever reason I was unable to achieve the ideal humidity bump that I was looking for after a few days, I would have continued to rotate those cigars every single day for 2 weeks instead of just 1 week. Sometimes, especially in winter, a little bit of extra help is required in order to get the humidity really going and evenly distributed inside, hence the extra week of rotation. Now, if for whatever reason that extra week of cigar rotation time did not achieve the intended goal, there is one last option really left on the table, and that is to add a boost pack to your humidor. These humidity boost packs, which come with the Klaro membership in certain humidors, is incredibly useful because it allows you to add extra humidity to a humidor when that hydro tray or hydro channel is already overflowing with rehumidified gel crystals. Now, if for whatever reason you need just a tiny bump and this is a bit too much, hold on to those little boost packs that come in a Klaro cigar order, and you'll be able to add little bits of humidity as needed, which I find to be very, very useful, especially in our Flint travel humidor where there's a little mesh pocket for putting them in, and in any of our little 3 cigar case sliding hard shell travel cases. But perhaps the best way to make sure that your humidor stays up to snuff in winter months is to stay on top of those cigar rotation time frames. Consider it routine maintenance, like an oil change on a car or tire rotation. By staying up on your humidor maintenance in that regard and rotating those stogies, you will allow them to redistribute humidity by using them in different areas of the humidor. Remember, tobacco leaf is selectively permeable. It absorbs moisture and releases it. So by redistributing them and moving them around via rotation, you can keep that winter humidor in tip-top form.